the chair of the board of the Spokane County Commissioners, Shelly O'Quinn.
It's an honor to be here this morning. I was a little nervous when Rich said he was going to introduce me, after having worked for him for almost 5 years. He knows a lot, and I'm happy to hear the words that came out of his mouth this morning. He could have gone in a whole different direction. Sometimes that passion can get you in trouble. I'm going to move this. So it is an honor to be here this morning as your newest county commissioner and to do the State of the County address and really talk about the great work that we have going on in our region. I do need to lay the framework a little bit in saying that Steve Traben was kind enough to offer me $20 every time I mentioned his name this morning. So if you hear me randomly drop the name Steve Traben throughout the morning, you know why. Steve, that's 3 times now. The first few months at the county have definitely been a whirlwind of activities. Working at GSI, I was used to meetings. Let's just say the county takes it to a whole new level. Before I begin, I would like to take a minute to introduce the county staff that's here today. We have a great team at the county, and they've done a great job working to bring me up to speed and on all of the issues and operations of the county. So first of all, would the county elected officials please stand? Rich already mentioned them by name, but we do have 28 elected officials at the county level, and I know several more here today, so if you'll please stand, thank you very much for joining us today. And if the county staff that's in attendance today would please stand. All of you. I know there's a lot of you. All county staff in attendance today, please stand. Again, we have a great team that's just been phenomenal in supporting me in the first 2 months of being here. So to get started, with a show of hands, how many of you live in Spokane County? Okay, it's a bit of a trick question. Keep your hands up. If your hand is not up, you'd better live in Idaho. Because we all live in Spokane County. And I think that often when we live in one of the other 13 jurisdictions inside the boundaries of Spokane County, that we forget that we are part of a greater region. But a region that we are. And to demonstrate that interconnected nature of our community, I put a slide up here today that really shows that despite the presence of independent jurisdictions and taxing districts, we are a county that is regional. And this slide takes a look at where people live and work. And I used the city of Spokane Valley as our example this morning, since that's where we are. And you will see that, this is in 2010, almost 25,000 people, or 67.9% of residents of the Spokane Valley, are employed outside of the Spokane Valley. And just over 34,000, or 74.5% of those that are employed in the city of Spokane Valley actually live outside the city of Spokane Valley. And if you pick any jurisdiction within Spokane County, you'll see the same thing. So we are a region, and county government serves that region. According to the state constitution, more than 85% of the county commissioner's duties are regional. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I did borrow a slide from Commissioner Mielke's presentation last year, where he laid out the answer to the question, what does the county do? Because believe me, I get asked that a lot. So to sum it up, the county is responsible for providing regional government services to all of residents in Spokane County when it comes to the following: the state criminal justice system, which includes jail, detention services, prosecutor, public defender, our courts, and the medical examiner's offices. The assessor, auditor, treasurer, public health, and veteran services also fall under the all residents category. The services that we provide to only those in the unincorporated Spokane County or to those jurisdictions that contract with us around law enforcement, road maintenance, sewer, land, and zoning issues, parks, and animal control. So you really can see that the work of Spokane County is regional in nature. And to deliver these regional programs and services, we have over 1,800 employees and an annual budget of almost $468 million. So Spokane County, with its 475,000 plus residents, its 39,000 plus businesses, really is the hub for Eastern Washington and Northern Idaho. And our county is both urban and rural in nature. And regardless of where you live in Spokane County, you enjoy the 70 plus lakes, the 33 golf courses, and the 5 major national parks, all within easy drive of Spokane County. So while Mayor Condon is not here this morning, I do have an answer to the question that he posed during the State of the City speech last month when he asked, what is the city's best attribute? And I would argue that it's the fact that he's located in Spokane County. So before we get into the meat and potatoes portion of this presentation, I do have a few more fun facts about Spokane County that really give you a picture of the unique and diverse community that we have. Did you know that there are more than 2,500 farms and ranches in Spokane County between the 10 and 49 acres in size? These farms and ranches, along with the food processing industry, employ almost 4,000 people and have an annual economic impact of over $886 million. In fact, there has been a growing interest in agriculture in Spokane County, and the Cooperative Extension Office, which is a partnership between Washington State University and Spokane County, reports a 12% increase in the number of farms in the last 10 years. Just on a side note, however, Cooperative Extension has instructed all of their master gardeners that they are not allowed to help anyone who would like to grow marijuana in their backyard. Sorry. Moving on to sports. Did you know that sports means business in March? And it's just not about March Madness, although I believe we are all more than proud of our #1 ranked Gonzaga basketball team, Go Zags. But from Airway Heights to Spokane Valley and packing the convention center and the arena in between, we will see thousands of athletes converge on Spokane County in the month of March for the USA Volleyball Pacific Northwest Qualifier, the 2013 Boxing National Championships, the State B Championships, and the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championships. So restaurants, hotels, and retail shops around the region will be buzzing with athletes, families, and fans who are expected to spend more than $8 million combined. That's impressive. And finally, a few did you knows about Spokane County government. Like all government entities, we provide a wide variety of services to the citizens in our community. So did you know that Utilities has more than 600 miles of sewer pipe? Building and Planning conducted close to 18,000 inspections last year. And did you know, this one's an important one, that our county road system covers 2,549 miles. And that's outside the other 13 jurisdictions within Spokane County. It's the most of any county in Washington State. And again, that's one way. So remember that next time it snows. And did you know that Scraps answered more than 126,000 phone calls? Everything from telling a 5-year-old child why cats don't wear leashes to reuniting pets with their tearful owners. And last but not least, did you know that the Spokane County Interstate Fair welcomed more than 207,000 visitors, and they ate over 6,000 elephant ears? Yes. But what I don't know is how many of those my fellow commissioners ate. And in case you have not heard, I have challenged them to a weight loss competition. And there is a story behind it. Basically, 2 weeks into this position, I realized that if I didn't bring Commissioners Milky and French onto my New Year's health kick resolution, that they were going to sabotage it. So I challenged them to join me in losing 10% of their body weight by Bloomsday and then showing their community spirit by participating in Bloomsday's Corporate Cup. Since this is a percentage weight-based loss program, the night before the official weigh-in, I received this photo. Commissioners Milky and French dined on fettuccine at Tomato Street and topped it off with ice cream at Cold Stone Creamery. I will also tell you that Commissioner Milky downed about 42 ounces of water. So when he tells you he's already lost 18 pounds, remember he lost the first 12 in the first day. So I could not resist including this picture today, as the two of them are out of town on county business, hence the reason you have me this morning, and we're unable to make it this morning. But I do hope you can tell that I get along very well with my fellow commissioners, even though I did insert a bit of humor at their expense. I told them to expect it. I am truly honored to be here today to present the 2012-13 State of the County Address. So moving into the meat and potatoes portion. Looking back at 2012 and forward to 2013, Spokane County government can best be described in 2 words: leadership and innovation. All right, and I am going to pause for just a moment here because I can already hear the wheels turn in Doug Clark's head. All I'm asking is, Doug, hear me out. Let me go ahead and lay this foundation. I don't believe that the county has always been about leadership and innovation. While they've always been a participant, they have not always been in that leadership role. But over the past couple of years, they really have redefined and intentionally developed their roles as leaders in our community. And I believe the next set of slides will demonstrate Spokane County's leadership and innovation in 2012 and the role that we will play in 2013 and beyond. So to start things off on a positive note, we're going to take a quick look at the county budget. And I know that seems like an odd statement to make, considering that we're still feeling the effects of the economic recession. But Spokane County's commitment to living within its means has really paid off. Our entire county budget totals $468 million. The general fund budget is just shy of $147 million, which continues to be balanced with a healthy 9% reserve of just under $13 million in the bank. Standing firm during difficult economic times has resulted in Moody's, Standard & Poor's reaffirming the county's excellent AA bond rating, which, as you will hear later, has resulted in significant savings to Spokane County residents. The Board of County Commissioners had to make difficult decisions at the start of the recession. The county experienced layoffs, furloughs, and annual budget cuts, but it has paid off for Spokane County taxpayers. Beyond the budget, the county has also provided leadership and innovation in protecting our natural resources. As you know, our county's resources literally flow through the county in the form of the Spokane River and the aquifer that provides our drinking water. The county faced a daunting challenge to improve water quality when faced with population growth, eliminating septic tanks in the Spokane Valley, and decreasing capacity at the city's Riverside Park treatment facility. These issues had to be addressed. Now, no one likes to talk about what goes on in the bathroom, but when you have tens of thousands of septic tanks over the aquifer, someone needed to take the lead, and we did. So 30 years ago, in 1983, Spokane County began a mammoth project to eliminate septic tanks in Spokane Valley and connect homes and businesses to sewer lines. It was an incredible effort, costing over $327 million, and was finished quietly in 2012. No fanfare, just resurfacing that last mile of road over the stretch of pipe, actually more than 600 miles of pipe, and it eliminated more than 30,000 septic tanks above the Spokane Valley Rafter and Prairie Aquifer, our sole source of drinking water. I think we are all thankful for that. So today, the more than 8.5 million gallons of waste water is treated at the highest possible level instead of being poorly treated in septic tanks and dumped into our drinking supply. And when you look at where it's being treated, that's where the innovation comes in. 2012 was the first full year of operations for the Spokane County Regional Water Reclamation Facility. It remains the largest capital project in the history of Spokane County, costing $173 million. And for all of you finance geeks out there, the net effective interest on this project for 20 years is 2.9%. This is where that impressive AA bond rating makes the difference for Spokane County taxpayers. Beyond the finances, the results are also impressive. This facility has achieved treatment levels for pollution that are some of the most stringent in the nation. The water being discharged into the Spokane River from this facility has the lowest level of nutrient pollution in the United States and is 90% more efficient in removing phosphorus and PCBs than the city's treatment plant. In addition, the facility is producing Class A reclaimed water for beneficial use, from providing water for local industry processes to recharging wetlands. The plant's sustainable design allows energy recovered in the treatment process to produce electricity to help run the facility. Together, Avista, is this where I get to throw Steve Traven's name back in? Avista and the county received an energy efficiency award for the inclusion of energy-saving design components into the project. In the first year of operations, the Spokane Regional Water Reclamation Facility has received the Leadership and Innovation Award from the Washington Industrial Energy Leaders, the Design Build National Award from the Design Build Institute of America, and CH2M Hill's Excellence in Safety Program Award. Like I said, impressive results through leadership and innovation. Leadership and innovation also continues with resource conservation. Like other governmental entities, Spokane County has more than its fair share of old buildings. And in some cases, these historic buildings are more than just your typical fixer-upper. So in 2009, we began an aggressive resource conservation program. A comprehensive strategic plan was developed to improve long-term operational savings for the organization. Improvements made to mechanical, water, lighting, and heating systems in 2012 throughout the organization will result in over $212,000 in annual savings. In addition, this was accomplished by leveraging funding in the forms of grants and utility incentives to the tune of more than $904,000. And as the program continues to make improvements in 2013, we will add an additional $200,000 in annual savings. And again, we are leveraging that with more than $1.6 million of grant funding. So I'm proud to say that while the county is enjoying these savings, we are also using private contractors to do this work, which allows us to have an impact on our local community. As a result of all of these efforts, the U.S. Department of Energy solicited Spokane County to join the Better Building Challenge as a government program partner, an additional honor. And of course, when you say conserve in Spokane County, we have to include the Conservation's Futures program, which is one of my favorite. And it's part of our Parks, Recreation, and Golf Department. With the leadership and encouragement of the Board of County Commissioners, this program has worked diligently to acquire open spaces where the highest number of citizens in our community can enjoy it. In 2012, the Conservation's Futures program grew to an impressive 6,300 acres of natural area that are free and open to the public. Two trailheads that were completed in 2012 that I'd like to highlight, of course, partly because they're in my district, but also because they're important for opening up new areas, are the Stevens Creek Trailhead and the Salties Uplands Conservation Area. The Stevens Creek Trailhead is located in South Spokane County off the Palouse Highway, and this provides additional access to the more than 1,200 plus acres of the Dishman Hills. So if you've had an opportunity to enjoy the Dishman Hills, you can now access off the Palouse Highway and try some new hiking trails. The Salties Uplands Conservation Area Trailhead was also completed in 2012. It is located on the east side of the Salties Flats. The 552-acre parcel was acquired in 2011 and includes more than 7 miles of trails. So if you have not had an opportunity to try out these new areas, I would encourage you to do so. Additional information on other conservation areas can be found on the county's website under Parks and Recreation, and I would encourage you to visit them. So just as we all appreciate the vision and foresight of the community leaders back in the early 1900s when they brought the Olmsted brothers into Spokane to develop our regional park plan, I think Spokane County leadership today understands the importance of setting aside these natural areas, not only for us to enjoy now, but for future generations to enjoy. So moving on to leadership and innovation and community service. While our partnerships with our local, state, and federal jurisdictions are essential for us to provide efficient and effective service to the community, we cannot overlook the incredible partnerships that we have in the private nonprofit sectors. This is perhaps best exemplified in our community services, housing, and community development departments, where partnerships help us to connect to people in very tangible and real ways. So our community services, housing, and community development provides programs and services in partnership with local nonprofits to some of our region's neediest residents, helping them achieve and maintain safer, healthier, and more independent lives, which strengthens our entire community. This is no small undertaking. They oversee approximately $92 million in federal, state, and local funds that provide services in 4 divisions: mental health, developmental disabilities, substance abuse treatment and prevention, and housing and community development. And as if this isn't enough, in addition to 2012, they met both state and federal legislative priorities for improving efficiencies and increasing effectiveness by consolidating and accepting responsibility for 8 surrounding counties' mental health programs, expanding their reach throughout the entire region. So we firmly believe in providing services and opportunities to every citizen to restore them to health, wholeness, and a productive role in our community. I have to take a drink of water. I hope you'll apologize. If I'm talking fast, it's because I realize that we're 15 minutes late in getting me up here, and I need to make sure I get you out on time. So leadership and innovation, economic development. I'd be remiss, especially in this crowd, if I had not mentioned the county's efforts to promote economic development and to protect Fairchild Air Force Base. In 2012, Spokane County took significant steps to protect Fairchild Air Force Base, our region's largest single-site employer, from encroachment by incompatible land uses. This past year, the Board of County Commissioners, working with Spokane International Airport, the City of Spokane, and the City of Airway Heights, adopted new chapter to the Spokane County Zoning Code that implements recommendations from the 2009 Joint Land Use Study. The JLUS recommendations provide long-term protection for Fairchild Air Force Base and will aid in the selection process for the first operational base for the new KC-46 tanker. Spokane County has also recently secured a voice in the approval process for the potential siting of a resort, casino, and retail project adjacent to Fairchild Air Force Base by the Spokane Tribe of Indians. This project not only represents a significant threat to Fairchild, but is also a financial burden to the taxpayers of Spokane County. I would especially like to thank my fellow commissioners, Commissioner French and Commissioner Milkey, and former Commissioner Mark Richard, who is here today, for their unwavering commitment to the future of Fairchild and for partnering with GSI and Ford Fairchild in their ongoing efforts. The county has also been involved in planning for the future economic development on the West Plains. In 2012, Spokane County, along with Spokane International Airport, the City of Spokane, Avista Utilities, Steve Traben, the community colleges of Spokane, he should have never threatened me with that one. The community colleges of Spokane and Greater Spokane Incorporated launched Air Spokane, an aerospace recruitment initiative aimed at bringing more jobs and investment to the West Plains. Spokane County is the current home to over 70 Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers for the Boeing Company and other aerospace companies. For those of you who do not know, Spokane International Airport is jointly owned by Spokane County and the City of Spokane, and we share a mutual interest in developing the property, the SIA property, but not only the SIA property, but also the surrounding property. And the land line south of Airway Heights between SIA and Fairchild is either owned by SIA or the county, and allows for a potential land bridge between the two facilities to support the aerospace industry. And thanks to funding provided by Spokane County, Spokane International Airport, and the City of Spokane, 2 sites have been certified in the West Plains for aerospace manufacturing. In addition, marketing materials are being developed by Greater Spokane Incorporated for targeted manufacturers and the branding of I-90 as an aerospace corridor. Additional outreach is also underway to other supply chain companies for their relocation to Spokane, and active conversations are underway with 6 new prospects in the aerospace industry. That's all positive for our community. Spokane County also played a critical role in bringing Caterpillar to the West Plains. The county commissioners and staff worked with GSI and the state of Washington to clear construction hurdles and permitting barriers for the $37 million distribution center, which is the largest construction project in the unincorporated area of Spokane County in 2012. Simply put, we empowered our employees to get to yes. The success has now led other regional and national companies to look at Spokane County as potential sites for distribution facilities. Recently, Spokane County also submitted a revenue sharing proposal to the city of Spokane for the development on the West Plains. With the city providing sewer and water services and the county's rail service, we are better positioned to support economic development as partners and to share in the rewards of new jobs for our citizens and economic activity for our region. Commissioner French is our lead in this effort and is working with our regional partners and is in active conversations with new businesses looking at Spokane County. As you can see, we are taking an active leadership role in regional government, and the Board of County Commissioners believes that regionalization feeds into economic development. We are well positioned to expand the aerospace industry and other industries in our community. So leadership and innovation provided by Spokane County in 2012 gave us plenty of reasons to celebrate, which is something you don't always hear in government circles. And I do believe that moving into 2013, you will see this trend continue, even though we're only a couple of months into the year. In January of this year, years of hard work was successfully concluded when the cities of Spokane, Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, Millwood, Cheney, and the unincorporated areas of Spokane County united to establish a regional animal control system under the management of SCRAPS, Spokane County Regional Animal Protection Services. The benefits of a regional system mean that the owners of lost animals have only one place to go to be reunited with their pet, one place to purchase a license, and one set of codes under which to operate for pet ownership. It will also include renovating a new facility that will be co-located for adoptions and recovering lost pets. It's a wonderful example of leadership, partnership, and regionalism. And I'd like to give a special thanks and congratulations to Commissioner Milkey for his leadership in this role over the past several years. Continuing on the regionalism theme, Spokane County continues to be a major partner in the criminal justice system and is leading the way in sweeping reforms that will maintain justice and safety for our citizens in the most cost-effective way possible. Spokane County has already implemented early case resolution, therapeutic courts, including veterans, mental illness, and drug courts, and has made improvements to juvenile services. In 2012, Spokane County and the City of Spokane also made significant progress in establishing the Spokane Regional Criminal Justice Commission. I know the mayor spoke on this, so briefly just to restate the goal. The goal of the commission is to make specific recommendations to the county and the city that will address the reduction of crime, eliminate duplicate services and or processes between the jurisdictions, increase investment in diversion programs, and achieve operational efficiencies, and hopefully establish a precedent for multi-jurisdictional cooperative models that we can use in the future. Furthermore, as you've read in the paper, 2 weeks ago the Board of County Commissioners unanimously voted to take over operation of the county's detention services, the Spokane County Jail and the Geiger facility, effective on June 1st. This move will streamline negotiations with our regional partners as we work to make improvements in the criminal justice system. You'll see when you look in the report on your table that over 70% of the county's budget goes to the criminal justice system. So we are committed to continually looking for opportunities for regionalism and operational efficiencies as we work to keep our community safe and save taxpayer money. And again, keeping on the regionalism theme. I like this theme. You'll notice it carried in 2012 and 2013, and I do believe it will have a positive impact on the entire community if we work together. Leadership in innovation in our regional solid waste. Spokane County is continuing to lead the community in the regional dialogue around the next generation of solid waste. The bonds that financed the construction of the waste-to-energy facility were paid off at the end of 2011, which brought an end to the interlocal agreements that supported this effort. So it's our goal to have future relationships redefined by this summer, ready for implementation in 2014. And yes, there is an end in sight. Finally, in taking a look at the internal operations of Spokane County, we are providing innovation and leadership for the future. You might recall that during my campaign, I spoke frequently about lean management and how I believe government can find better ways to streamline systems and create greater efficiencies and more effectiveness. So I'm pleased to report to you today that the Board of County Commissioners has moved quickly on this initiative. We have great people in county government. We have great people in government who are passionate about their jobs and who are passionate about their service to the community. But too often our systems or our processes hinder their ability to make timely and effective decisions and impact the quality that we provide. And I'm a firm believer that poor systems will trump great employees any day. So to kick off our initiative, all elected officials, and remember we have 28 of them at the county, and department heads have received several copies of the book Extreme Government Makeover by Ken Miller. And they are being circulated throughout the organization. This is not a how-to book for those of you who are interested in it. Instead, it's a leadership book that provides a leadership perspective on how to improve processes and systems in government. To provide the how-to, the board has hired a new Chief Operations Officer, a position that has been unfilled for the past 5 years, to assist in the effort and who will have oversight over all of county departments. So I do have the pleasure today of introducing you to John Dixon. He's in the back. I asked him if he'd stand up. John is a familiar face around the GSI crowd, and he is formerly the Spokane Area Director of Employment Securities Department, but he is now the new COO for Spokane County. So thank you, John, for joining us. Under the current Board of County Commissioners, it's our goal to continue to provide leadership and promote innovation as we move through 2013 and beyond. Whether we are addressing solid waste, the criminal justice system, economic development, or anything in between, we are committed to thinking outside the box to find the best, most cost-effective solutions for Spokane County. I hope that you found this presentation to be enlightening, informative, that you understand the broad array of ways that Spokane County government affects you, and that you also understand that we are committed to expanding our role as regional leaders, innovators, and partners in 2013. I believe that 2013 is going to be another exciting year, and I look forward to serving you. Thank you.